Hey guys, Jeff here with Valley Vegas Church. I just want to share a quick God story with you. As usual, I was on YouTube, cleaning up some YouTube stuff, some thumbnails, getting rid of redundant posts. Every time we go live, I have to go in and delete like some of the services so there's not like 3 versions of the same thing essentially. I'm led to this comment and I recognize the name. So I click on the name and I recognize the thumbnail on a video and it says My God Story. And I recognize the girl because I used to see her here at church. Pre-COVID, right? So, COVID's kind of messed up everything. A lot of people stopped coming. So I beg you, if you haven't been coming, at least tune in online, right? Or press in, or at least tune into some church. At least get in the Word, do something, right? You need to nurture that relationship. I click on the video, My God Story. I recognize the girl. I was like, oh, I've said hi to this girl before. I've seen her here on campus. And now I see her commenting online and all this good stuff. So I click on the video, watch this video. It's like a 4-minute video, and I'll share it with you right now. Her perspective on this is ridiculous. Like this is really inspiring, and it reminds me of like Daniel 3, 17 and 18. It says, so this is Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, right? They're dealing with Nebuchadnezzar. Nebuchadnezzar is the evil king in Babylon. He set up this image for all of the people of the city to bow down and worship the image. And they say in verse 17, it's recorded, if we are thrown into the blazing furnace, the God we serve is able to deliver us from it, and he will deliver us from your majesty's hand. But even if he does not, we want you to know, your majesty, that we will not serve your gods or worship the image of gold that you have set up. That was kind of brought to my mind when I was watching Andrea's story, because it's very similar. Her perspective on this whole thing is I wish I had the faith that Andrea had when she was going through this, because this is a very difficult thing. So enjoy this story. I'll catch up with you guys on the outro of the story, but yeah, just let me stop because you guys are going to tune out pretty soon. So enjoy the story.
Good morning. I have a couple of God stories. The main one was most recently was last year. I got pregnant, and when I was 13 weeks pregnant, or 12 weeks, I was told to go see a high-risk doctor because either it was a cyst or they didn't know if it was a cyst or if it was fluid. I went to a high-risk doctor and come to find out that she had my baby. I didn't know it was a girl yet. That she had fluid in her bladder that was the size of like a balloon, and they told me she wouldn't live. She wouldn't live not even 2 months, that either she would die in me or her intestines and everything would explode because of the pressure from the fluid, and told me I should terminate my child, and I'm totally against that. And so I went to another doctor, high-risk doctor, Dr. Wilkes, amazing Christian, faith is amazing, and he was like, if you're my daughter, I would tell you, don't give up, keep having faith. So I kept having faith and going to church and praying and having others pray for me at our church, and the fluid was getting a lot, and then eventually it started getting a little bit lower, which we were like, oh, it's good. Well, when I was 22 weeks, the fluid started getting severely low, where she had no fluid around her. So they sent me to Colorado and to see if I was eligible for a shunt to put in her kidney to help the fluid, but there was really no fluid. So I went there anyways, and come to find out after they did an MRI, a fetal MRI, an ultrasound, and an echo, her heart was strong as ever, but her kidneys did not work. Both of them did not work. She had cysts around her kidneys and polyps on her lungs, and the lining of her bladder was really thick, which is not supposed to be. And they told me she was terminal and that I should terminate, or I can have her be experimental and tried things that won't help her live, and she would have to be on a kidney transplant, and who knows what her life would be, or I could do comfort care. So I did the comfort care. I carried her. Valley Vegas, everybody there is so amazing. prayed over my daughter, and all your guys' prayers and the faith, and I obeyed. Me and my husband obeyed God and what He wanted, and we listened to Him, not the doctors. She was born December 31st, and she lived a whole hour. I got everything I prayed for, and I got to hold her. I got to hear her cry. She squeezed my finger. So God is good, and He answered all my prayers. And then I was blessed with, I was out of work for a little bit because of, after having her, my job blessed me with money that helped out with bills. So God is good, and I obeyed Him. I also tithed while I was out of work, and I was still going to church too during this whole time. God gave me comfort and gave me His word, and my husband too as well, and just the faith of you guys and praying Valley Vegas. You guys are my church family, and you guys helped me get through the hardest part of my life. So yeah, sorry, my son's in the background.
Well, thank you, Andrea, for sharing and for allowing us to play it back. And I applaud your faith. I applaud your faith in trusting God with your baby. And even though the doctors kept saying to abort, even though there's complications, you trusted God, and you were given that 1 hour to hold your little baby girl until she went to heaven. And I believe that you'll see her when you go up there as well. So I just applaud your faith, and I have to be honest, I had to Google what comfort care was. I didn't know what comfort care was. It's allowing a baby with complications to be born with the hope that the baby will grow and thrive outside of the womb. And in this case, you had to hold your baby girl for an hour. At least you were given that time, and you trusted God with that time, and God took her home when He needed to. And so, again, I applaud your faith. Thank you for sharing, and thank you guys for just being part of Andrea's story as well. A lot of you guys may have been praying for her on campus here back in 2019 when she was going through this. So thank God for stories like this and for faith, and I just hope this inspires you to take whatever obstacle you have in your life and to really just trust God with it, whether it is giving, like you said, you were giving as well, even while you didn't really have income, or something as big as a child's life and what to do. You're praying about like a medical situation. A lot of you are praying about whether you should come back to church or not in person. I beg you to continue to pray about it. But if you don't feel comfortable coming back to church, I implore you to get in the Word. Just get in the Word daily. Tune in it with us online. Be a part of our online community. Just trust God fully. Trust God fully. Remember in Daniel 3, they said, hey, we're going to trust God. Even if He doesn't come through for us, we're still going to put our faith in God. So thank you again. I'll stop boring you with all my comments, but God bless you, and we'll see you on campus or online.